Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This video tutorial is for students who are in Geometry Goal 2 and specifically they're starting to finish up, and it's in these last two families where you start to see your DSA questions. I'll try to point them out when we come across them. Alright, so going to dive right in. First things first, again we start with easy topics first and then we slowly tick up the difficulty. So we are told the slope, we are told the y-intercept, so they're just expecting you to remember y equals mx plus b. So since we know m is our slope and b is our y-intercept, y equals negative 6x plus 9. Like, again, in theory, you might have already gotten this right on the initial knowledge check. There's no reinventing the wheel here. So y equals, what number is our slope? 5. What number is our y-intercept? Minus 8. That's how easy it is. You're just plugging in numbers to a pre-rendered formula. Next up, writing an equation in slope-intercept form with a slope and a point. So here now we're going to do just a tiny little hint of math. We know that it's going to be y equals 5 halves x something because they gave us the slope but they didn't give us the y-intercept. That's where the math is going to start coming into play. Since they give us an x and they give us a y, we're going to use that to our advantage. So y equals 5 halves x plus b. Y equals mx plus b, and look, b is the only variable we have here. That we like, that we can work with. So with that in mind, we also start to realize that the software is sometimes nice to us because these two numbers you have, even though one of them is a fraction, it always divides evenly. So when Ms. Dubois is going to be a human calculator and say, oh, well, you know, this just happens to be negative 10, what I'm actually doing is I'm going 4 divided by 2 is 2. Times 5 is 10. That's where my numbers are coming from, and that's how I can do the computation so fast in my head. Plus 10, plus 10. So our b is 15. So plus 15. And look, there's our answer. There wasn't a lot of work involved in that at all, was there? So over here, y equals, what's our slope? 5/4 x something. We just got to go through the effort of finding our something, but since they gave us an x and gave us a y, it's not going to be that hard. 3 equals 5/4 times x plus b. Okay, so 3 equals 10 plus b, which is going to be minus 10, b equals negative 7. Minus 7, and there's my answer. No thought required. All right, not so bad. We're getting comfortable. Write the equation of a line given the intercept and another point. So now here, instead of giving us the slope and then finding the y-intercept, they give us the y-intercept plus 4, and now we have to actually find the slope. Oh, the horror, the horror. What's our rise from 4 to negative 4? That's 8. And what is our run to? It's rise over run, 8 over 2, which is 4. Y equals something, x, and our y-intercept, oh, it's 4 again. Okay, I know that this is a negative slope because you read a graph from left to right, and when you do, it's going down. So we went down 2 and then over 3. So negative 2/3 x plus 4. All right, and now what if they don't give you anything? No slope, no y-intercept whatsoever. So first things first, from the prior video, find slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, so let's do some labeling. x1, y1, x2, y2. So 6 minus negative 2 over 6 minus negative 4. Double negative, double negative. So 8 over 10, which is 4/5. So y equals 4/5 x something. Oh wait, this looks familiar. So eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I want something that divides kind of evenly, so I'm going to choose this one since my x is a negative 4. Let's see how we do. Negative 2 equals 4/5, Ms. Dubois. I was not paying attention, so this is not going to divide evenly, is it? Because I can't read my own handwriting. So, all right. We're coming in knowing now that our y-intercept is going to be a fraction. 4/5 times negative 4 plus b. All right, so that'll be negative 2 equals negative 16 over 5 plus b. They're expecting me to do fractions. Good grief. So that is going to be plus 16 over 5 plus 16 over 5. Let me convert that to fifths. So that's negative 10 over 5. So our b is going to be 16 minus 10, 6 fifths. So b equals 6 fifths plus 6 fifths. Okay, a little annoying, but nothing undoable. Nothing like that's just beyond the pale. x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2 is 5 minus negative 3 over 1 minus negative 5, addition, 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 addition. So that's going to be 8 over 6, which is 4 thirds. So y equals 4 thirds x something. All right? Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. I like those numbers because they're positive. So let's see here. 5 equals 4 thirds times 1, left out, plus b. So 5 equals 4 thirds plus b. So this is subtraction, so minus 4 thirds minus 4 thirds. All right, let me convert that to thirds. That's going to be 15 over 3. 15 minus 4 is 11 thirds. So plus 11 thirds. The fractions made this annoying, but none of the work was overtly hard. All of the fraction conversions were pretty straightforward. And honestly, it was not, I won't say that it was painless because I respect the struggle some of you had, but it wasn't that bad compared to other things. And then our last topic for the duration, let's see here. This is one, everyone gets these backwards. So let's think for a second in the abstract about what this actually means. That was terrible. Let's try that again. There we go. If it means you want a horizontal line, so let's say that's a horizontal line. Well, that's 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. The thing that is ending up being the same is not the x's like everybody thinks, it's the y's. So for a horizontal line, it's going to be y equals 2. What if we wanted, well, there's that lag. What if we wanted a vertical line? That's 1, 2, that's 0, that's 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, negative 1, 1, negative 2, and so on and so forth. So a vertical angle is going to be x equals 1. For this one, same thing. We need a horizontal and we need a vertical. Horizontal is going to be the y, so y equals 0. Vertical is going to be the x equals negative 5. That is everything we're doing for this. So, decent amount of math. We're almost done with geometry goal 2. Then we're going to start digging into, especially here, there's a couple of DSA topics in this one that we're going to be talking about. So, as always, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll see you in the next one.